right. Okay, so we're going to do number 30 in section 4.8. Here we go. A point on the tip of the tuning fork vibrates harmonic motion described by the equation. All right, so they're giving me an equation. So the equation would be D equals 14 sine. Okay? Find W for a tuning fork that has a frequency of 528. All right, so this is, it's very much like the problem we just did. We're kind of working backwards. Normally, I give you the equation and I tell you to find the frequency, right? Well, I tell you to find the period, and then once you have the period, you can find the frequency. Because we know period and frequency have what relationship to each other? They are reciprocals. So if the frequency is 528, then the period must be 1 over 528. Now, think about what we just did. In this equation, your period will be 2 pi divided by W, right? Right? That's how you find period. You take 2 pi and divide it by that coefficient. Well, your period, you just told me, the reciprocal of the frequency, is 1 over 528. So 1 over 528 equals 2 pi over W. So W equals 1056 pi. Did I multiply that right? So this number right here is 1056 pi. That's it. That's all there is to it. So we worked it backwards. Rachel?
Can you use 35?
35. Okay. So we've got this equation. It says P equals 2T minus 7 sine pi T over 3. Okay, that's it. Okay. This is number 35. Alright, and it says P is measured in hundreds of dollars and T is measured in months after January 1st. Okay, so T is the months and P is dollars. In what month did the shop first begin to make money? Okay, now, this is a sine problem, right? And we know that sine problems go up and down. So if it was just the basic sine, there's some other stuff going on in there, but if this were just a basic sine problem, this would, P is like your Y value. So this would be where Y was positive in our problem, where P is positive, where we're making money. And this would be where Y is negative or P is negative and we are losing money. Does that make sense to you? So when it says, find the point where we start making money, we want to find the point where we finally are above, right? So I wonder if we could graph this. Do you think maybe we could graph this? Well, yeah, I think it'd be kind of hard maybe to graph it. Well, actually, no. Let's try it with a calculator. That might be a great idea, actually. So that's an X. So I'm going to use X's instead of T's because that's how we're going to put it in. So let's put that into our calculator. Now, before we do, let's talk about our window. Okay, let's talk about our window. What do we know about T? What did they tell me about T? It's the time in months after January 1st, right? So let's start going from 0 to 12. That would be a year. Let's see what happens in a year. So set, you're in radians, be in radians, go from 0 to 12 on the x's, and then let's just do negative 10 to 10 on the y's and see what happens, because we're not really interested in how high it goes anyway. So let's see what this thing looks like. So I gotta go to radians first. Make sure you're in radians or things aren't gonna work out very well. And my window. And my equation. I need a bigger y. Alright, make your y larger. He's already typed it in. And he says y's need to be bigger. 30 works well? Well, actually, for purposes of our problem, remember, what's our problem? Where do we start making money? Aren't we interested in, okay, so mine looks like this. I've got something like this going on. Isn't this the point I'm interested in? So for purposes of this problem, I don't necessarily need to see the top. Now, there might be another question where I do. But right now, isn't that where I'm going to be making money? So that's called a 0, right? An x-intercept. So I'll go to second calc, 0. I'll set my left bound and my right bound.
I got 2.3.
And I'm about there. You beat me, Brenton, as usual. I got 2.3 also. So about 2.3 months after January 1st. So that would be, let's see, the first month would be January and the second month would be February. So sometime in February. Would you agree with that? Okay. All right. In what month did the shop enjoy its greatest profit in that first year? Now, we only graphed a year, and I need my greatest profit. So this time I do need to go a little bit higher on that. You said 30 worked? All right, so you see the maximum in your picture? Now, we went from 0 to 12, so that's 1 year. We're looking at 1 year. So it may keep going, we don't know, we don't care, we're looking at the first year. So now second calc max. And it looks like that is about when, remember I'm still talking about the month.
10th of October.
Yeah, 10.7. So let's see, 11 to 12 would be December, 10 to 11 would be November. So it's, yeah, 0 to 1 is January, 1 to 2 is February, 2 to 3. So we are in, wouldn't that be, what did I say, October?
Yeah.
Or November, yeah. Because 11 to 12, let's see, 0 to 1 is January, 1 to 2 is February. Yeah, that would be March, yeah.
When you start making a profit.
Because we're at 2.3 and 0 to 1 is January. 1 to 2 is February. So 2 to 3 would be March. Yeah. All right. Okay. So tomorrow we will pick up, or we'll start our official review, and I will figure out exactly when your test is going to be. Okay?
Homework still due Friday?
Home.